Hello and welcome to the Prepare with Baer Workshop. That's right, it's a Wednesday bonus stream, and this bonus stream is cooking. I'm doing a cooking stream. I'm so excited. I'm going to throw the Barricade Lego the site emote into chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. Let the people know that you're here. Julie's here. I know that Shax is here. Harold's here, and Harold's also hosting the stream. Thank you, Harold. This is my kitchen. Hello and welcome. Bobby's here. Hi, Bobby. Now you may have noticed the lighting in here isn't as bright on me anyway as I normally would be, and the reason for that is chefing it up, says Shax. Indeed, the reason is because I wanted it to focus lighting on the cooking. To me, that's more important. So my ring light, yes, I can have the ring light focused on me. And in fact, it could be brighter behind me, but I would have the light that's like almost directly above me, and it was just hitting the camera in a very poor way. So instead, I just have one light on, and then I have the ring light, which is kind of bouncing on me. Then I have the light on the stove. Now, we will have two different camera setups tonight besides the camera on me. We will hit two different cameras, and we'll look at those right now. Let me get this ready here. There is me. Hey, it's me. There is, because we're just getting prepped ready, there is prep surfaces. Here's the cutting board, which someone must have touched with a hot pan at some point, because you can see that it is, we dropped a few frames there when I switched. Hopefully everything's okay, and y'all can see what I'm doing. But we seem to have dropped some frames there, but hopefully everything's okay. Let me know in chat if things are good for y'all. For me, I got a little bit of delay. Of course, the folks watching this later on YouTube won't have any of that issues. But yeah, you can see here, there's a little bit of burn marks here from somebody probably touched it with a hot pan at some point. But yeah, this is the cooking. This is our prep surface here. Stream dripping, dropped a bit, but it's better now. Great. Yes, it looks like I did drop a couple frames, which sucks, and I'm sorry about that. I did. Hello and welcome. Hey, Pat, it's been a while. Couldn't miss this, though. Well, thank you, Zoidberg. Happy to have you here. Looks good now. Distrusting says. Jam says it looks good. Hi, Jam. Welcome, everybody. Happy to have you all here. Yeah, we did drop a few frames there, but it seems like things are okay now. So that's good. But happy to have everybody here. And then this is the real test. We might have to cut this out and just forgo this camera because I'm using my phone as a third webcam, but it is on the Wi-Fi network uploading to, and I'm downloading it and then I'm uploading. So I don't know if my connection's going to love that because I am on Wi-Fi in here because I'm not wired in the kitchen. The kitchen doesn't have an Ethernet port. Weird, right? Anyway, let's just see if this works. All right, well, yeah, we're not, okay. This looks all right at the moment. We'll see what y'all think after when the delay hits there, but not dropping any frames seems to be good. Spoiler: I'm gonna have some butter in a saucepan. A big saucepan is gonna have some butter in it. Spoilers, but that's my webcam using OBS.Ninja. Pretty fucking rad, right? I'm psyched about this technology. Basically, you can go to OBS and be like, share, get a link, and then you get a link. And then you have that link on your in like your browser on your phone that lets you share the camera, and then you also have a OBS link that you use as a browser source in OBS, and then that's what this is. This is the browser source that is basically turning my phone's camera into a webcam that it's uploading on its own. So hopefully that's going to work out perfect and be incredible. If it becomes an issue, we'll deal with it. Honestly, so you can see, here's my hand here, right? I'm giving you a thumbs up, and then I'm going to move my hands here. So I'm not going that far to get here. So we should be okay. But let's go back to this. We are in the prep phase here, getting ready to get going on what we need to do tonight. Also, I don't know by the time we get to that camera if everything's going to work because I haven't tested it. This is a new idea. But also, I can adjust my webcam. Hey, what's up, Lashbrook? Happy to have you here. The webcam that is currently pointed, that's going to be for my prepping area, prepping station, I could just move, or move the pan to it. Whoa, Lord Crashington just subscribed to Tier 1. That's 19 months. Hey, Pat, keep up the great work and best of luck with the food. Hope you found the cheese grater. Lord Crashington, I did. I will talk about that very briefly here before we get into it. We're waiting to see if folks will come in. But first, I've got to hit the applause. I do have this here. Got to hit this. And let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote into chat. My mouse is in a weird spot, so that is weird, but we'll be okay here. There we go. Great. Cool. Thank you very much for doing that. You may have seen the number here in the top left. We are at 49 subs right now. I would love to get to 50 subs. 50 subs would be rad. Do we have to get to 50 subs tonight? No. Would I like to be at 50 subscribers? 100%. Yes, I would. So I'm putting it out there. Basically, 40 is like a minimum payment. 50 is like a great number. Look, at 1 subscriber is fucking rad as hell. I'm not going to argue that. But in January, December/January, we were up to 90-something subscribers because of a lot of gift subs, which was rad. And, you know, I like seeing the numbers go up. My webcam is in such a weird place, folks. I'm looking into a cabinet right now because these cabinets are pretty low. There's some good counter space in here, but not if you put 2 computer monitors and a decent size desktop computer. It takes up some room, weirdly enough. Anyway, we're going to get started with just a few moments. As Jeff Gerstmann always says, it's always good when the numbers go up. Indeed, you love to see the numbers go up. So that's our goal for tonight, is to hit 50 subscribers. Do we have to? No. Would it be cool? Yes. Well, we did it because Aristofan just gifted a sub to Wildcard39. Thank you very much. Enjoy that sub, Wildcard. I'm going to hit the applause here. Thank you very much, Aristofan, for doing that. We have now hit 50 subscribers. The numbers must go up, says Aristofan, and it did. So let's hit the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Welcome, Wildcard. Thank Aristofan for that. That rules. Well, stream over. Good job, everybody. Yes, yeah, we did it, y'all. We did it. No, and I can turn this off, and then I will turn that off as we go through. And then if someone's sub doesn't auto-renew because they used Prime or because there was a gifted sub and it drops back down, I'll just put it back up. But also nice. Yeah, welcome. All right, I'm going to retweet my tweet. I should say right now, let me make sure we're good there. Okay. My oven has been preheated and is currently at 350 degrees. And I mention that only because it's good to preheat your oven. I will talk about the recipes. The recipes, if you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? You will find the complete recipe and any notes that I give in the show description of this video. I will also list it in my Discord. I will post all it there. And yeah, and that's where we'll go there. But right now, I'm going to go and retweet my tweet. Checking a thing here. Ooh, nice. Okay, and yeah, I can see chat just like normal. I can see what's going on. Preview monitor just like normal. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Yes. Waiting for some food to go into it. Let's hit that. We got to hit this one. We can turn that off there. Great. Oops, that's me. I turned me off. That's not what we want to do. We don't turn the number off. We don't want that to go away. That's weird. Okay, so look, I know what you're going to say right off the bat. I can feel it. I get it. You're like, hey, Pat, those are not full zucchinis. What happened to your zucchinis? And the answer is I did a test cook. I took some of each of these. I didn't want to do just one whole one. I wanted to do like some of one, and also the end of one was getting a little wrinkly, like they do, with produce. It happens. So I took some of this off because I wanted to do a test cook because I have not baked zucchini chips in this stove since I've got down here. This is not my kitchen. This is my folks' kitchen. So I was like, I don't actually know how this is going to work because here's the thing about doing zucchini chips. Look, I don't have a mandolin, but they're still going to be pretty thin. They're going in a hot oven. They're 350 degrees for 15 minutes could completely destroy them and burn them to a crisp. or it could be underdone and we'll need a couple more minutes. So actually what we're going to do, instead of 15 minutes in the old oven, we're going to do, at 350 degrees, we're going to do 10-minute timer on my microwave, and then, because my phone is currently a camera, so I can't. Um, and yeah, so we're going to do that. So it's very, very simple. This is easy. This is, if you just want some chips in the house and you want something that is going to be good, is it weird to be cooking food at 9 p.m.? Lord Crashington, I tweeted about this earlier. I got all my streaming stuff set up, and then I had to cook dinner that I ate. I had mashed potatoes and barbecue, roasted chicken with barbecue sauce on it, and some lesueur peas, tiny little peas, very salty peas. Yeah, I ate dinner already. I'm making tomorrow night's dinner tonight, and a snack that I will definitely eat tonight. And I will eat some of both of them tonight, I'm sure. A good rule with cooking, you always cook it more, but you can never uncook something. Indeed, that's great advice. So, zucchini chips. A little bit of olive oil, but not too much olive oil because you're putting it in an oven and you don't need too much olive oil. And some salt. Now, would it be great if I was putting flaky, beautiful sea salt on this? Yes. Am I putting table salt on this? Yes, because that's what I have in this house, and I had to buy some stuff. I had to buy some things for this, like fresh Parmesan, so I didn't buy coarse, beautiful coarse salt. I used this table salt that I have in this house. I'm using what I have. We'll find out in the later recipe where I am tweaking it for tonight, whereas I would say normally do something else, but we'll do this with it. Now, we need a proper knife, which is not this knife. This is not the proper knife. Look, I know what you're thinking. Well, Pat, it's got that rocking motion. You can really get in this with a Santoku. The Santoku is a perfect blade for this kind of dish, and you're wrong. You don't need this. This is too much knife for the job. I can't believe that I am instructing anyone how to do anything in my life, but I can tell you that you do not need a knife like this for this job. There are so few times where you need a knife like this. Honestly, really, I'm doing this if I got a chicken or a turkey that I got to debone, because the carving knife is great, but this is so nice for that. I'm not doing for that. It's just a cool knife. Yes, Lord Crash, it says this is a cool knife. Yes. So I'm going to put that away. I'm going to put it back in its holding. What are we going to use tonight? Look, we're just going to use a parer, just a paring knife. It's just a paring knife. Oh, I'll actually put that so you can see it. I just have a paring knife. These are versatile. They're great. This is sharp. This is sharp as hell. This is appropriately sharp. Now, these aren't going to roll too much around because we are using a cutting board that works really well. But I will show you a technique that you could use at home if you'd like, which is to stand it on its end because you've cut the end off here, and just give, pick a spot you don't care too much about and just give a little bit of a cut. Just give a little bit of a cut. You don't want to take off too much. That's enough. Boom. That's not going anywhere. That's not rocking or rolling. That's just going to be there. Because you don't need all of the zucchini chip. Do you want the skin on there? Yes, you do, but it's okay. Gabe Newell disagrees. There's never too much knife. Yeah, look, Gabe Newell needs a wall of knives, and I get that. He has a want and a need, and he fulfills those wants and needs, and I appreciate that and respect it. Me, I don't need it. So, yeah, so we did that. Look, that's not going to move around anywhere. Great. Do I wish I had a mandolin? Actually, I don't. This is very satisfying. You need a bunch of knives with that big beard of his. Yes, this is very satisfying to do, so I like it. Also, a mandolin might actually make it too thin. But mandolins are cool and sharp as fuck. And be careful with them. And don't listen to me necessarily about proper ways to do that. So we're just going to cut through. Just going to slice. This is about how I'd like it to be. Maybe I could go a little thinner. I'm not going to go much thinner than this, but I won't go super thick. And then I'm just going to put them in a bowl that I've got right over here. I'm just going to place this bowl where you can see it. We'll just put the bowl right there. Bowl goes right there. Gonna tell you, Pat, I have a $60 mandolin I got on a whim, and oh man, it's a game changer. First off, hi, Durman. It's been a hot minute. Happy to have you here. Second of all, I totally understand. I think that a mandolin going through would have been very cool. I do think from the overhead perspective, camera perspective, this is nice. This knife and this Santoku and a bunch of other knives I've got off camera were all a Christmas gift from my dad to my mom, and I've been taking advantage of that Christmas gift because these blades are all very sharp and great. This is actually probably a little too thin, but that's okay. They'll be uneven. It's all right. Uh, Honestly, when it comes to food prep, a thing that is important to me, and I don't know if it's important to you, but it's important to me. If I made it, I don't care if it's not perfect. And in fact, I don't want it to be perfect because I'm not a chef. I am a guy who cooks. All right, so we'll do this here. Yeah, a little thin, so we'll go a little thicker. That's probably good. That's way too thin. That's going to maybe burn. So the idea, as I said, we're going to do 10 minutes. We're going to say 15 minutes, but we're going to set a 10-minute alarm to check. But we're also going to keep checking like something is wrong. And the nice thing is the way that we're setting this meal is we're doing our zucchini chips, and then we're going to start shredding our cheese. And as we check the stove, it'll be a break from shredding cheese because I have so much cheese to shred. I have so much cheese to shred, so I am excited about being able to take breaks in that. Put that there. Now, uniformity would definitely be better for cooking. Don't get me wrong. But I think this is going to be all right. And if I cut them too thick, I can probably cut them in half. All right, so we're not seeing the center here. We're going to go a little bit farther. I don't mind this taste. This is a little bitter if you're getting to the end, probably. So we'll just go and kind of just do that. It might be a little bitter, but also change the texture. Not a problem. Excited about it. I think we'll stop there. We're going to push this over here. Now, I'm not going to throw this zucchini away. This is going to be flavoring. I'm going to dice up what's left. Probably, obviously not the stem, but the rest of it, what I cut off, I'm going to dice that up. That's going to go in something that I'll make later. So that's going to go in a baggie later because why not? All right, any bad spots here? No, looks pretty good. All right, then we'll just, oh yeah, it's kind of cuffed up, so we'll just take that off and just kind of do that and like that. And yeah, now we're not rocking and rolling. But yes, this stuff is going to go in something. What? I don't know. I may throw it away later, but I'm not going to throw it away tonight. So we'll hit this here. Yeah, just kind of cut the end off there. We don't need that. Nice and easy. I hope you're all doing well tonight. Thank you for, oh, shit. Internet went bad. Internet went bad. Internet went bad. Internet went bad. I'm going to hit stop on this. Okay. Internet went bad. Hopefully y'all, hopefully everything's working out and I'll be back soon. I hope. Let me know in chat if things are good. Folks watching at home, I'm not going to stop recording, so everything will be okay. But let me hit refresh here. If things are working, just let me know in the old chat, and I apologize. But looks like we're back. Yeah, let me know in chat if we are back and good. I have just turned off the OBS. My assumption is, looks good. Okay, my assumption is that if I was wired, it would be good. Smooth again, assumed that was on my end the way my internet has gone today. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Professor Zoidberg. Okay, it looks good now. Good. So my assumption is we're going to forego the other camera here. I'm just going to turn my phone off. OBS is great if I wasn't streaming. If somebody else was doing a stream and I was guesting on them, OBS is great to turn your webcam into a browser source. It's very helpful for things, and I think OBS Ninja is a cool thing. The fact that I was uploading a signal on my Wi-Fi, downloading that signal, and then uploading again while I'm streaming is probably not good for my not necessarily great Wi-Fi, and the fact that I'm in the kitchen sending a signal to the other room. So if I was wired on one end, it would probably work better. In my testing, it worked fine, but, we had to try it out. I wanted to have that other camera. I am okay not having the other camera because what I'll just do is, boom, when it's time to do stuff, I'm just going to move it over here. So I am not going to worry about it. And in fact, I can turn that light off and great. Actually, what am I doing that? We'll just do that. There we go. Great. All right, let's get back into it. I apologize for that issue. Of course, folks watching this on YouTube after the fact, they don't know. They know because I'm talking about it, but They don't need to worry about it. Now, there are other apps out there. There are other programs that let you turn your phone into a webcam that will let you use your via USB. I did not experiment with those, and I certainly could. And also there is an app that is, I believe, the official OBS app, not OBS Ninja, which is not that. The official app, I believe, costs $15, and I was not willing to spend $15 for this stream. Sorry. Also, to find out if it didn't work, then I would have been out $15 instead of, oh, it didn't work. Okay. So our oven is preheated. We are slicing our zucchini here. We will move on to our next step in a minute. We're filling our bowl with zucchini. Oops. Uh-oh. Couple are rolling. Finishing our zucchini. Getting that in there. Doing this. And there we go. Putting our zucchini there. Putting our ends there. Gonna move our ends into over here. Just putting that away. I'm going to take care of that later. Now, we are going to just pad dry a little bit here. We'll just use a paper towel and just kind of lightly pad dry this. We're not going to do too much. We're not going to get a lot of moisture off here. There's not a lot of, there's a lot of moisture in zucchini. We don't want to lose all of it, but we do want to lose some of it because we are going to be putting oil on it. So we're just going to put this on the paper plate here. Nothing major, just getting a little bit of the liquid out. And then we are going to use 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I am using extra virgin olive oil because that is what is in this house. I am going to use 1 tablespoon. And you're like, well, Pat, olive oil is good. Don't you want to use a lot of olive oil? And no, I don't. I don't want to use a lot of olive oil. I just want to use, gotta fill it up there, yeah. I don't want to use a lot of it. Too much of it, I should say. Because it's going to burn. Because I do not want it to catch fire. That is not what we're trying to do here. So we are just going to also, let's add, while we're doing this, I would love it if this thing that makes your channel take off, then I can see you trying to work kit building and anime into cooking. Yes. I mean, that would be very funny. All right, we're going to add some salt. I'm not exactly sure how much salt I'm putting in there. I'm just putting some salt in the bowl. I think that's going to be fine and great. We'll put this over here, and then we're going to slowly mix them in. Just throw it in. We'll probably add some salt later as well. But that's the fun kind of cooking. Yeah. We're trying not to burn stuff, but we want a little oil on there for flavoring, but we don't want things to catch fire and become awful. So we're just going to toss this stuff here. Now, would I use my hands? Yes, but I'm not going to go wash my hands in between everything, so I'm not going to worry about that. So we're just tossing them in there. One pops out, that's okay. We'll toss a few in at a time here, kind of get things going. If they pop out, that's fine. We're on a cutting board. I don't care. We will flip this cutting board over so that we don't have zucchini taste in our cheese. Would that be so bad? No, but we don't want that. So, yeah, so we're in there. One fell on the floor. That's okay. That's for the floor goblins, the kitchen gnomes, whoever's around that wants it. Let me know, y'all. You're good. Put this aside here. Okay. Our zucchini has been tossed. We're going to probably add a little more salt to the top of this when we put it in there. Got to feed the floor a little bit. Indeed, right? Hey, look. I'm using tin foil. Because I want to. I don't care. I'm going to use tin foil because then when I get the oil and any of these chips that burn, I just throw the tin foil away. I don't got time. I don't got time for it. It's a baking sheet. I'm not gonna worry about getting my baking sheet and like really soaking it because I got burned oil and zucchini on it. Like, I'm not here for that. I don't have time for that. I am going to be using, my oven will be in a middle rack. Why the middle rack? I kind of don't want to put it on the top rack and I don't want to put it on the bottom rack, so I move the top rack down to the middle. Is that the best route? I don't know. I don't know this stove is super well. I wish I knew this stove well. Now, am I going to have too many chips for this plate? Yes. Is that okay? Yes. Because when this is done, I can do the other ones. Also, I'm alone in this house. So, like, I might just freeze these before I bake the rest of them. I might just put the rest of them in the freezer and then thaw them out and then bake them later because I'm alone here for a month, which is why I'm doing this cooking stream, because I'm talking in the kitchen and my parents are not mad at me while I do this. Minimize dishes at all costs. Indeed. Hey, I've watched a lot of cooking shows and I can't afford a single piece of equipment they use, so this is nice. Yeah, right? Um, God, that finding that cheese grater. Why was it in the hall closet, everybody? It was in the hall closet. It was in the hall closet. I don't I'm so mad. I don't know why. My mom says that my dad put it away, and my dad does not remember doing that. Okay, so do I have a few left over? Yes. Do I want to overlap them? No. We'll flip this one out and put this one in. I might freeze the rest. I might. I don't know. I might freeze the rest. I might just eat these. I don't know. I got options. That's fine. We're gonna add a little bit more salt because a little more salt would be great. Pat's really cooking, unlike cooking segments where they only do the prep and then pull out the finished one. Well, that's because they're doing things that take longer than a stream would do. You know, there are some zucchini chip recipes that are like, okay, and then you're going to bake it at 225 for 2 hours. And I was like, fuck off. That's not happening. Besides the fact that I'm doing this. Because I looked up other recipes. Because, like, here's the thing. I know my recipe. I know what I like. But I don't know if that's going to be what works. Okay, we have salted all this. We have plenty of salt. I'm going to put these back on my table here. I need this. Need this. Might need that later. Okay, I got a bunch of tools and a bunch of stuff. Now you build a pyramid and put chips on them to dehydrate for the next 2,000 years. So when are you going to yell bam? Okay, Lashbrook, for you, there is a time in this where I will be adding something that I can say bam when I do it, and I will do that because you mentioned it. Okay, so into the oven we go. I'm going to pop the oven open here. We're going to, the heat's coming out. Take this away. Place this there. And then I'm going to go over to, my microwave is above. So I'm hitting time cook, 10 minutes, and start. What I got here? Press timer. Great. Okay, so that's 10 minutes on the old clock here. Let me hit, let's go back to the intro here. So, now we play the waiting game. Yes, well, now we can do other prep work. This is the point where I say the recipe again. We take 1 zucchini, or 2 zucchini, or whatever. 1 large zucchini, 2 small zucchini. You do you, fam. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, salt to taste. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. You slice your zucchini. You place zucchini in a bowl. You drizzle olive oil and lightly toss to coat. Season with salt. Spread zucchini onto a baking sheet. You bake in preheated oven until lightly brown, about 15 minutes, but every oven is different and you might burn some of them. That's why we're checking at 10 minutes because also we're going to check more than that. I am going to hit light on the stove so that I can pop in and look and I can keep an eye on them. And also, like I said, I got to pick up this here. Got to pick up my trash. Put that there. That way I don't have to pick it up later. We're going to be taking breaks from just all the cheese I have. Whoops. And Professor Zoidberg just subscribed to Tier 1. That's 5 months. Thank you so much, Professor Zoidberg. Let me hear the old thing. Applause. Hell yeah. If you had HBO Max, you should watch the episode of Space Ghost Coast to Coast with Emerald and also the rest of the show. I mean, Space Ghost Coast to Coast is a classic. It's been a while since a rewatch, but that is great. Okay, so what else do we have to do now? All right, we're grating cheese. We're grating so much cheese. We're grating a lot of cheese. I'm going to get prepped here. The thing is, we can take breaks from grating cheese by checking on our zucchini chips. So we will be able to do that. So we'll go over here. Let me get us this. You got the gong. I do have the gong, Lord Crashington. I brought the gong into the kitchen in case it came up so that I didn't have to say, I'm sorry, I don't have a gong. And then Lord Crashington, of course, let me get the gong. Here's the gong. And there's your gong. Thank you very much for redeeming that gong. Okay. All right, so we are making 1 pot macaroni and cheese. Uh, Need to check if there's proper pack cooking show. Uh, oh, they got a lot of people there before anyone knew what the show was. Yes, because you were just in a room talking to somebody. They got a lot of odd guests. Hit that gong. Gong has been hit. We're making a one-pot mac and cheese. Now, when I say one pot, I don't mean, oh, yeah, you do this, you do this. I'm saying we're throwing everything into a pot, and then we get mac and cheese, including the sauce that we're going to be making is also going to boil our pasta. And does that make it starchy? Yes. But does that mean that we can actually cut back on certain things because of the starch is going to be in there as a binding agent? Yes. Now, the important thing to know about this is, most of the time I say just use whatever you want. As I said, I don't have sea salt. I'm using, a boxed table salt, right? This recipe, when I've made it in the past, I have used garlic powder. Do I have garlic powder in this house? Turns out I don't. So I'm going to use Italian seasoning. Will it be different? Yes. Will it be good? Sure it will, but it's Italian seasoning. It's going to be great. A thing that I will say about this is, you put in what you want to put in. But the one thing I would say you shouldn't skimp on is, because we are doing this, and we are cooking it with the pasta water is also the sauce water. It's going to be really starchy, and things are going to be melting after the fact. Don't use grated Parmesan that you buy in a thing at the grocery store that is in the aisles that you also buy vegetables that are in a can. Literally, I can pull it out here. You don't buy this. Don't buy this. For this recipe, use fresh Parmesan, or don't use Parmesan at all. Cut the Parmesan out, but don't use that kind of Parmesan. It doesn't melt right, and it glumps, and it's bad in this dish. So I will say that. You can do other stovetop dishes. You can do other mac and cheese dishes with shredded cheese that you buy in the grocery store. We're shredding our own because this recipe really wants it to be shredded. But like I said, I'm going to be putting diced bacon in this. Use something else. Use chicken. Use broccoli. Use snow peas. Whatever you want to put in there. This is going to have 16 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese. It's going to have 3 ounces of Parmesan, freshly grated, literally in front of us. I'm using elbow macaroni. Go nuts on the macaroni you want to use. I'm using more butter than the original recipe. I'm using flour. I'm using not much milk. Put more milk in it if you want more milk in it. I don't want more milk in it because I don't want it to taste, because the last time I made this, it tasted too much like milk, so I'm putting less milk in it. Bacon's always good. By the way, Pam is about to skyrocket in price due to COVID. Oh, parm. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I read it as Pam. But yes, I've kind of cut down. I put a little more butter than the recipe originally that I took a long time ago, and I don't remember where I got it from. But I've also put in whatever. I got diced bacon because I got a big thing of diced bacon. So I just have a big thing. I'm putting the overhead camera. Let's go to the overhead camera so you can see my good bacon here. Oops, not that one. This one. I got this diced bacon. Don't use broccoli. Broccoli is nasty. Hey, look, I'm telling you, if you want to put broccoli in it, and that's your, put it in there. If you don't want any protein in it, don't put any protein in it. I'm putting this bacon in because this is what I have. Could I just as easily put in diced up chicken or turkey or sausage or hot dogs? Ooh, hot dogs. Chihuahua Pugs just cheered 1,000 bits. I support mac and cheese. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, my friend. We'll put this aside. So, as I said, put in what you want to put in. Do it the way you want to do it. The only thing, peas and mac and cheese. Ooh, peas, diced ham. These are all good things. The only thing that I would say you shouldn't put in this, as I said, is, oops, uh-oh. I just stepped on my mic cable. Did I lose my mic? But no, I didn't. I lost my headphones that way. All right, I'm going to put that in there. Great. Anyway, you have a great night, Harold. Thanks for being here. Let's talk to you soon. Let me check. Okay. Uh, so let's see how this is. How's this going? Oh, this is going fine. Uh, I don't think my I don't think my timer was set for 10 minutes. I think I might have messed up. Uh, so we'll see. We'll see how they look. I'm going to just keep checking them. I don't know. Anyway, let's start with parm. We're starting with parm because that's a great place to go. Because here's the thing about Parmesan. It's crumbly. It's not great to grate on a grater like this. I also have a big bowl that all this is going to go into. And I'm just going to be doing it in sections and dumping it. But also, because it's all going to be melting inside in the dish, I don't care what I grate on. So I'm going to start here, but I'm going to move around, and I'm going to have fun with it, and I'm not going to care because it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is don't cut yourself. But also, this Parmesan is going to break apart because it's crumbly, because it's Parmesan. It's a hard cheese. The sharp cheddar is still sharp, but it's not going to do. It's still going to want to grate. Scroll back the capture to find out. Yeah, I always cut myself. Yes, indeed, right? So hopefully you don't. Also, hello and welcome. So I'm just going to do this a bunch. Oh, I'm not in camera because I'm looking at what I'm doing. I look over here at the camera. All right. Looking here. These are looking good. Still going. Keeping an eye on. Okay, I'll tell you this. The zucchini smells good right now, so that's great. Yes, a good time for gloves if you're sloppy. Yes, if you want to put gloves on for this, totally go for it. I'm just being, I'm trying to be as safe as I can. I am trying to keep my hand as far away from sharp things as possible, and I will switch to a different grating method, or different part of the grater at another point. All right, so I'm just going to take this, put it in our big bowl. If I miss a little bit, fine. If at the very end I use my knife that we used for the zucchini to chop up the end of it, sure, I don't care. Do that. We can do it on an angle. And we're just going to grate. Hand there, and just grate and grate and grate and grate and grate. And try to keep my fingers away from the edge. And like I said, the nice thing about the fact that we're grating 16 ounces of cheddar cheese and 3 to 4 ounces, because I didn't guesstimate. I bought fresh Parmesan, and it was 8 ounces, was the smallest I could buy. So I just took a little less than half of it. But it's a wedge, so I don't know. I could have, I guess, divided it right down the middle instead of cutting it in half, but whatever. I figured it out. All right, our timer is over, which I don't think was 10 minutes. But maybe it was. I don't know. I should have actually looked at what time it was and done that math the other way instead of just doing that, which we'll do the next time. But let me look at where we're at here. Okay, nothing is browning. So we're going to leave this in here and let it go for a little longer. But we're going to keep checking it. Like I said, the nice thing about doing this is that it's very boring and tedious to grade. So eventually I'm going to want to take a break and look. Oh, this Parmesan smells fucking awesome. And it's all going into the same bowl because it's all going in at the same time. Yeah, so the rest of these ingredients are going to be, and as I said in the YouTube video, it'll be in the listing here, will be 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, 3 cups water, 2 cups milk, 1 pound uncooked pasta, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon Italian seasoning, 16 to 20 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese. We are going to do 16 ounces because 3 ounces of Parmesan cheese. This is going to be more than 3 ounces of Parmesan. And then a half cup of diced bacon is going to go in this. And as I said, you can put in other shit. It doesn't have to be bacon. It could be chicken. It could be hot dogs. It could be sausage. It could be sardines. I don't know. You live your life. You do your thing. You make yourself happy. You make it the way you want. You also don't put any of that in there. Put mustard, powdered mustard seed in there instead of Italian seasoning. Put in garlic powder. Put in fresh garlic. Live your life there. I'm doing this one because it won't hurt my hands as much as I do this because we are almost done here. And then when we get down to the nubbin, I will just use my knife and or crumble it up with my hand. Either is fine, but we're almost done. This is a lot easier for that. Okay, that's really fine, and that's totally okay. And then I'm just going to get my knife, And just kind of chop it in here. Try not to cut my finger because this is sharp. And we'll throw it in there, and it'll melt, no problem. Potato chips on top. Yes, breadcrumbs. The nugget is the chef's snack. You eat it. Oh, yes, the nugget, you totally could. You're right, unwitting. I totally could have just eaten that at the end, but that's okay. So we're going to take this, scrape this into our bowl, off the camera. Look at that. Look at that. As we get one of our blocks of cheddar out. This is extra sharp cheddar. I cannot remember the brand. It does not matter. But yeah, that's our extra sharp cheddar cheese that we are going to start grating. And we'll start grating. To show you all the different kinds of grating, you can do this, which barely gets stuck in there if you want that. We don't want that, but we'll throw it in there. It's going to melt nice and easy. I think I'm going to try this version of grating here, and we'll just do this. Nice and easy. It's a softer cheese. It's going to break apart. It did break apart. That's great. So we'll do it like that, and just kind of hit this. It will crumble up some. That is fine. It's not going to crumble as easily as the other cheese, so we'll just hit that. We take a look at that. Ooh, okay, a couple of these are browning, and my glass is just fogged up. We got a little bit of browning here, so we're looking good. Maverick Chef, indeed, right? I'm just throwing things around, just trying things out. Also, hello, yes, welcome. Happy to have you here. Well, the old Prepare with Baer. It's the Prepare with Baer Workshop. But yeah, okay, so that, I don't like this because we got, this will melt fine, but it's mostly stuck to this. So we can always hit it with a knife, kind of whack it a little bit there, but we're not going to use this one, which is great. Try this out. How's this working? Oh, that's pretty good. I don't mind that. It comes out pretty all right. All right, yeah, I think we'll just keep with this blade here. Just hitting this with a cheese grater, and like I said, when we get more done with more of this done, because we still have a whole other big block to do and a block and a half, we got a lot of cheese left to grade. We are going to go and take a look at our chips here. Keep an eye on our chips, and throw them there, and there. Oh, this is so good, so cheesy. It's going to be so much great cheese here. I'm very excited to eat all of this and to get this going. All right, just take this up here. Sorry, my iPad Mini has the recipe. That way I didn't have to tab around to use my mouse when I didn't need to. I'm happy so many folks are here. Look, I did think, because it's my first cooking stream, so I did think a few people would join in, which is always nice, but you never know. If this is your first time here in the stream because you're looking in the food and drink tab, or because someone retweeted and you were like, "Oh, what's up?" Make sure you hit the follow button. Let me know that you're following, because it'll show up in the indication there, and that'll be nice. And then I don't know. Oh, thank you, Fantasy Frank, for following. Appreciate that. I don't know if I'm ever going to do a cooking stream again. One of the reasons I'm doing it in February right now is because I live with my parents because of the fucking world. I moved down here last year from New York. I'm here in South Carolina. They are in Florida for the month, and so I am not bothering them by cooking and talking into a microphone. Normally, I am in my bedroom. And that does not bother them at 9 p.m. in the evening East Coast time. Take a look here. We're getting very close. Fogging up my glasses. Are you going to do any more of these streams this month? So, yeah, so Lord Crashington, I don't really know. I might do another cooking stream towards the end of the month. But, yeah, I'm not bothering them. Also, that's why my other build streams are currently in the bonus room in the house. Which is normally my dad's domain, but he's not here. It also means that the bedroom that I inhabit, I can just sleep in. I don't do anything in that bedroom except sleep and get dressed. And it fucking rules. I'm not in there all day. I am in a big open room, which is cool. Although today I was also in this kitchen getting set up. And then I had to cook my own dinner. And I was like, oh, I fucked up. I really fucked up. Prince Zoidberg says, I completely forgot you are not currently in New York. Yes, in July of 2020, I moved here to South Carolina because every job I had went away in New York during the pandemic, and New York is a very expensive city, and I was also already underemployed at that point. I already was in trouble. Oh, the stream froze since Lashbrook. Did we have another issue there? Um, I hope everything's okay, and I apologize if it is. Now we're here. Okay. So, Lashbrook, that might be you, which you won't hear, but maybe you'll be able to read. Um, Not frozen. Great. Also, yeah, let me know if things get fucked, because I am on the wireless signal. Also, when I'm in the den or the bonus room or the Carolina room, as it is often called around these parts, I'm on wired internet, and that's just been nice. Okay, I guess everything's all right. Sorry about that, Lashbrook. We still have a whole other fucking block of cheese to do, which we will get to. Ethernet is awesome. Yeah, it's so nice to be on wired internet. My upload speeds are like totally a little bit better and not terrible, and that has been great. But yeah, I might do another cooking stream. I don't know. I mean, there are a bunch of you here, which is rad. And I'm happy to do this. This is fun. Let's check the oven. Okay, we got a little bit of burning there. I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn the oven off. I'm going to leave it in there until we finish this block. We'll pull it out after we finish this, but I have turned the oven off. And I will actually, yeah. Oh, does this stay? Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. And then we will pop those out in a minute. Yeah, I have a theory that Wi-Fi is extra bad here in Portland because of physically condensed it is. I especially like apartment building shit like that. It certainly adds to it. My neighbors don't have like a lot of Wi-Fi, it seems like, because it's a lot of folks that are retired, but there's still internet, and the house next door to me is like a huge family lives there, so they're on the internet. Yeah, I mean, it also depends on your service provider. The only device I have that uses Ethernet is my PS4. Everything else is Wi-Fi only. Yeah, if they're already burning, pull it out, even if you turn it off. Leaving the closed oven keeps it cooking. Yes, totally. They're not burning. One was a little singed, but I've also opened the oven to let the heat out. I just haven't pulled it out of the oven yet, which I will in a moment. But I appreciate that, and that is a good tip. This apartment has such thick walls, I can barely get TV radio signal in here. It's great. Yes, but I appreciate that. Thanks for looking out, folks. I always say, my model kit building stuff. I am an enthusiast a consistent enthusiast. By no means an expert. When it comes to this right now, doing this cooking stream, I am just a man. Just a man making dishes that he has made before in an oven that he has not, like I said, the biggest issue with the zucchini chips is I haven't used this oven that much. I'm not sure of the hot spots. I'm not sure where to put the rack for it. Now, if this was in New York when my oven still worked and was perfect, because it slowly stopped being a great oven, I had no problems with that. No problems at all. I could do anything in there because I knew what it was. Building the cheese Gundam. Oh, God, the cheese Gundam. Indeed. Okay. Yes, I am not a Muppet, and I am not a dancer. I am a man. All right. So we're going to stop here. We have more cheese to grate, but I got to take this out of the oven. So let me go get oven mitt. Pull this down. Yes. Yeah. So you can see the very tiny one here is crispy, and on the bottom it is a little burnt. That's good. Salty, very salty. Did I put too much salt on this? Maybe. They're chips, though. Also, I'm going to leave these out. They're going to harden up a little bit. They're going to cool off. They're going to taste great. Very good. I'm going to flip all these over. I would not recommend doing this. Use a fork. Don't use your fingers. Why would you use your fingers like this? I'm going to do it. It doesn't bother me. Then we'll put this down here on the stove to do the rest because I am holding it with my hands, and I don't want to do that anymore. I could just do this. I could put an oven mitt down here, put it on an oven mitt, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just doing this off camera for a second here. Basically, I'm flipping them over so that they don't stick to the tin foil. Why was tin foil the word I couldn't think of? That's weird. Anyway, yeah, I don't look. I could keep these in a little bit longer, and on my own stream or my own time, not my own stream, my own time, I might keep them in a little longer. But honestly, I just wanted uh, to be done with them and not forget that they're there. Uh, and if they're like, oh, these are just a little too chewy, throw them in the fucking microwave for a couple seconds. Whatever. Who the fuck cares? Live your life. Do your thing. We have more cheese to grade. God, we have more cheese to grade. Also, because I have this extra, which I didn't do, I can just put them back in the oven for a little bit if I wanted to. Whatever, I don't care. I can put them in the oven right now if I wanted to. Those are going to be so tasty when they're dried. All right, we got our other block of cheese. Throw that down there. Don't need that right now. And we have to grate cheese. Yeah, Pat don't care. Indeed. We got to grate some cheese. Let's do that. Let's just do it like this for a little bit. Whatever. We'll hit it. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Thanks everybody that's here. This is a lot of folks watching right now, and I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you all so much for being here. Yeah, our zucchini chips look really tasty and good, and I can't wait to eat more of them tonight. And if you don't think that I'm going to put one of those chips into the mac and cheese tonight and eat it that way, well, you're wrong. Here is the greatest nonsense thing that I have ever done in my life. Not the greatest nonsense, but maybe the best silly food thing that I've ever done. So, I was in it's San Antonio, Texas for the first PAX South. And it's the night before, right? I wouldn't hold it against you if you just planned to throw all the zucchini in the mac. Yes, you could also do that if you wanted to. So I'm at PAX South. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. It's the night before the convention. I get in there, and I realize my hotel has a microwave. So when I go and find a grocery store to buy some stuff, snacks and things for the weekend, because, it's better to have a backpack with some almonds and some candies in it, and a couple bottles of water. Better to do that than have to buy it in the convention center. I'm like, wait, I got a microwave. I have a microwave. Shit. I'll buy a cup of mac, one of those Easy Mac things, the microwavable macaroni and cheese things. I'll buy a couple of those. So I get ready to do it. I put it in there, put the water in, microwave it, get it out, dump the cheese in, and then I go, fuck, I don't have a spoon. I don't have any silverware. Shit, what am I going to do? So, to stir the mac and cheese, my solution was, I took the foil thing on the top, the thing you peeled off, or it's like paper, and then folded that up and used that as a spoon to stir. And then I was like, yeah, drink it. I was like, no, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And I was like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. And that was open a bag of chips and use nacho cheese Doritos as a spoon. And I would use a chip, and then I would scoop up some mac and cheese into my mouth, and then eat the chip. And then I would get a different chip, and then continue the process until I had eaten all of the mac and cheese and a lot of the chips. And it was a nonsense solution, but I was very happy with my solution. The other idea was, I guess, let it cool and eat it cold, but fuck that. Yeah, it was basically mac and cheese dip. You beat fate there. Yes, I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, I felt pretty good about that one. That felt like a cool hack, as it were. All right, we're still grating cheese. We have so much cheese to grate. It's okay. When we get almost the way done, I will start with our butter, because we have to melt the butter in a large stock pot over medium-high heat, and then we're going to add our once it's melted, we'll add our flour, and then we're going to whisk. And then cook it like for a minute, stirring occasionally. And then we're going to put some of the water in. And then when the mixture is completely smooth and kind of thick, it's getting thick, then we'll pour in the rest of the water and the milk until everything is combined evenly. Because we're basically making sort of a roux. But not really, because I don't know what that means. Only an adult can come up with that solution. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that felt like a cool life hack. Now, you're some of you out here who know me, who know the world that maybe you know the people that introduced you to me. Or, that didn't come right. The people that, while watching, you found out who I was, will know that, yes, a couple of years later, in conversation, I let Dan Reichert know that, because if any man in this world was going to appreciate my Doritos spoon idea, it would be Mr. Dan Reichert. And he was impressed. Because, of course, I was going to tell Dan about that, because no other man in this world would appreciate it more than Dan. But yes, so before you even ask, hey, we've got a lot of cheese in here. There's a lot of cheese. Mr. Hot Dog in a shoebox. Yes. Yes, he's had his own creative solutions. Oh, there's so much cheese. There's so much cheese. Let's just, what do we got here? What do we got to do here? Medium high heat. Okay, and it's this one. So we're going to hit medium high is there. All right, I'm just hitting the butter right now. The man who likes Oreos and nacho cheese, for those who don't know. Yes, Dan is a man of tastes that in some instances I have found questionable, and others I have found totally agreeable. I know people who have tried it, who are like, oh, yeah, that is really good. I never have, because if I have Oreos, I'm just going to eat those fucking Oreos. And if I have nacho cheese, I have other things I want to put that on or put in. So, yeah. Yeah, some people are like, yeah, I gotta agree. And other people are like, no, I don't agree with this. And I think everybody's right, because just like what you like, and it's fine. Don't hurt people. Don't hurt other people about it. Don't hurt yourself while you're making the thing that you make. And just live your life. Oh, boy. All right. Okay. We got more cheese to do here. Our butter is almost melted. We don't want to let it get too melted here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. We don't want it to brown. We just want it to melt. And then I will add in the flour, and then I will whisk. I have a whisk, which I'm very happy about. I didn't know if I had a whisk in this house, but we do have a whisk, so I will be whisking. And I will take the pan off the heat so that you can see what I'm doing, because my third camera, that was not going to be a thing, unfortunately. So let me just finish this up. Yep, all right, let's turn this heat off for a second. And great. There we are there, and I didn't cut myself, which is rad. Yeah, I mean, people have different tastes, people try different things, and also, sometimes when you're live on camera, you are a different version of yourself, which we've talked about on this stream before, I believe. Let's go put this up here. All right, let's put that over there. Okay, so put this down so that I can put this here. All right, we got our butter. It is nice and melted. We have lost a little bit of it, but that's okay, because we put in more than the recipes, and we are going to add in our flour, and we are going to whisk this and combine it, and then we're going to cook it, and we're going to stir occasionally. So let's hit the thing there. We're just going to put in our flour there, and let's just whisk it. We're just going to whisk this together to combine it. Is our flour going to clump up? It's probably going to clump a little bit up. That's okay. And then we were going to heat this up. Streaming really has a lot of similarities to wrestling work, doesn't it? Yes, indeed it does. So, I've been talking about this. I've been thinking about it and talking about it. All right, so we're going to put this on the stove for a little bit here. Actually, just do this so that we can do this. And put this on. It is my opinion that streaming is wrestling, in that you are 125% of your regular life. You are playing a hyped up version of yourself. That is what's going on. It is nothing more complicated than that. The only difference is If you are doing a VTuber, you are playing a character, most likely. Very rarely are VTubers playing a heightened version of themselves. They are usually playing a full-blown character. And in that respect, it is more like voiceover work or acting. Streaming is not necessarily acting. Now, there are obviously exceptions to that. There are people like Granny, for instance, who are playing a character. And some people, like a certain nameless person who wears a wig and has a fake mustache, is playing a character pretending to be a heightened version of himself. And that's things get gray there. Things can get a little gray with that. But for the most part, all right, and we got all combined here. And now we are going to pour in 1 cup of water, which is just going to be some of the water here. I have my water in this. Dan is a perfect example of how wrestling and being online are the same. Yes, totally. But yeah, so like Granny is a performer who is doing a performance of an old lady. What you think of what you think an old lady who was streaming would do. She is doing that performance, and it's a cool, weird performance that I really appreciate and really enjoy. But most streamers are just indie wrestlers. They're just 125%, like I am. I that is what I'm doing. And you just like not being on camera, totally. It's 50-50 for you. Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm not saying all VTubers, but a lot of VTubers who are playing like, and yes, are some VTubers doing a presentation of what they think that people want to see in a VTuber? Totally. As the money becomes the barrier of entry for VTubers becomes easier. Okay, so we got that, and now we're going to stir until it's smooth, begins to thicken, and then we'll start pouring more in. Real life Pat doesn't use the gong that much. Totally. The best VTubers are defined characters. Yes, totally. And they're slowly integrating. So we're going to slowly pour the rest of this water in. We're going to do milk at the end. We're trying to get this to thicken a little bit here before we add too much more liquid. So we're just going to be stirring and whisking. And I could do some of that here on stream. But some of these people are doing defined characters. And they're, so it's a lot of like voice stuff. It's a lot of voice acting. And voiceover work. But yes, as a streamer, I am 125% of Pat right now. All right, so we're going to add a little bit more. We're going to put this back on the heat. We are using, I am using my Crunchyroll water bottle because it's 3 cups of water. Exactly, so that was good. I have a large glass of milk, which we'll be adding soon. Now, you're thinking to yourself, Pat, that's not going to be that thick. Well, we're going to be putting pasta in it, and it needs to actually work. The main event of this week's AEW is brilliantly worth watching. That's good. No lumps in the roux. That's pro-cooking shit. Yeah, I'm attempting to not have any lumps in it. All right, so now we're going to add our milk, and then we'll add the last of the water at the end here. We'll just do this. You see what we're doing? Just slowly add the milk in. I'm just using a glass. Did I spill some of it? Yes, I did. Then we'll be whisking here because we are adding milk to a thing. So we need to be whisking as we're doing it. We'll just add that there, trying to completely incorporate everything until it's combined. We lost a little milk. That's fine. Someone was attacked with a bag of potatoes on AEW tonight. Well, all right. I'll buy it. I hope on some stream Dave Lang and actual professor adult Dave Lang never meet. Yeah, like I said, it's all performance. We're all doing an act. So I don't put a lot of milk in this. Some people would put way more milk than 2 cups of milk, but me, I don't need it. All right, I'm going to put this back on the heat here. We'll get it back on the heat. Stirring a little bit more, combining. This is looking good. Now we are going to be putting in our salt, our pasta, our seasoning. I am using Italian seasoning because that is what I have in this house. It is, and it should be fine. We're going to put the pasta in first. I'm going to let this heat up on I'm going to show you everything we're putting in, but I'm going to let this heat up here on the stove because it's lost some heat because I keep taking it off the heat so that we can talk about it. Stream Dave Lang is actually 200%. Dave Lang and real Dave Lang is 125%. Here's the thing. Real Dave Lang is just a nice, lovable, cranky man. He's just like angry for the right reasons, angry at the right people, just a lovable, supportive businessman and father. It's not disappointing because it's heartwarming, but that's the truth. That's it. That's just who he is. He's lovely. He's lovely. He's actually lovely, and it's wonderful. All right, we're gonna put our bacon in. Uh, Podcast Dave Lang. Podcast Dave Lang is all about who he's podcasting with. Coworker podcast, that's like 125%. Other people in the industry that he knows really well, actual professional people that he feels like maybe he should be a professional around. Well, then he's probably going to be, 85%. All right, we're putting in there, splash a little bit. I'm okay with that. I'm going to put in that. All right, we're going to put in our salt. Putting in our salt. We are going to put in our pasta. Oh, yeah, no, he's a wonderful man. Putting in all of our pasta. And then I will do this last step here. All right, and then so we're going to continue cooking, stirring occasionally until the mixture just reaches a low simmer, and then we will continue cooking. We're going to try to get it to a simmer here, and then about 9 minutes. So we're going to hit 9 minutes. We got to stir all this together. Got to stir all this together. You can see our bacon in there. You can see all our pasta. And then when we're done, that's when we add the cheese in. There's no reason to cook the cheese now. But there's one last thing I have to do before we get this up to a simmer. And because it was a request, I will do it. Take it all there. And bam. By request. We're going to whisk this all together. I'm going to switch to a spoon. We put this all together. We could put the bacon in a little later, but I think it'll be fine in this because it will hydrate in this, which is great, and absorb a little bit of the liquid here. We will get up the milk that I spilled, which is a bummer. And now we will let this come to a simmer. And then when it is simmering, we will drop the heat down for about 9 minutes. Probably have to look at the earliest Dave Lang video on GB where he's showing off the Kinect game before he became a friend of G. Yes. Well, when he was still a friend to Jeff, he still knew, they still had a lot of friends and they knew each other, but he is definitely trying to be more professional doing his thing. All right, let's go to me. Let's go to me while we do this. Indeed. All right, so we're going to try to get this up to a simmer here. So I've had on high heat here, and we'll be stirring occasionally. I'm going to switch to a spoon, and I'm going to my simmering is an attempt to keep the pasta from sticking to the bottom. So I am just lightly stirring here in a simmer. Okay. We don't need to boil. We don't want it to stick to the bottom here. We are just trying to let the pasta cook and absorb a lot of this liquid. And then here's the other thing about doing this, right? So when you're doing something like this, right? It's never going to be as good as it is the next day. I wouldn't eat this tonight, even if it was 4 p.m. I would let it cool. I would put it in a container, I would put it in the fridge, and I would let it congeal. And then I would either heat it up on the stovetop later, or I would put it in the microwave. Because that is better. That is worlds, oodles, and 100% better than anything I'm going to be doing here. Because you want something like this to congeal. We're gonna put so much fucking cheese in this thing. We don't need to worry about it. It's going to absorb all the liquid that is still in here that looks like we'll go in a second here. Let me hit this. I'll show you. We are going to be like, look, I know this looks like a lot of liquid, and it is. But the cheese is going to absorb so much of this, and then also it's going to congeal in the fridge when I have this for lunch and or dinner tomorrow. This will most likely be my lunch and my snack and my dinner tomorrow with some zucchini chips. That's good. I just had a zucchini chip, and they were great. There's the Dave Lang that kept Ed Boon from wanting to be on GAB. Look, all that shit is exaggerated. None of that is whatever. I'm not going to get into any of that. That's not for me to talk about. But yeah, that's all exaggerated bullshit. But also, imagine if you're a man on a podcast, and you don't need to be on podcasts. You already know that site is going to cover Mortal Kombat and talk about how much they enjoyed Mortal Kombat. You don't need to be doing giant bomb shit. So you're doing them a favor, and then it gets weird. Like, I totally understand why you're like, I can understand that. Totally understand that. Look, also, if you're on a show with other Midway employees, you know Midway's going to come up. Like, none of that should be taken. Everything that happens on the internet, including what we're doing right now, should be taken with a grain of salt, because what the fuck do any of us know? It's all a performance. It's all as real as we want it to be and as fake as it is. And it's okay. A lot of it is unscripted, and a lot of it is true, because people aren't great actors. But also, sometimes people are acting. To get honesty out of people, you need them to be very tired or inebriated, easy for me to say, but not both, and not too much of either. Everything else is a performance. How much of a performance it is, you'll never know. Oh, how many podcasts you have listened to where you were like, oh, I can't believe the person feels that way. They don't. Now, some people do it more than others. Some people play it up more than other people play. But yeah, some people are honest to a fault. But yeah, it's all performance. Don't take any of that shit seriously. Don't take it all seriously. Don't read write-ups of podcasts as news. They are not news sources. They are podcasts. They are entertainment purposes. For entertainment purposes. Do not worry about it. I am stirring a lot because it needs it. Let's look at my zucchini. Here's my zucchini. We'll look at the overhead here. I'm ranting right now. I don't need to be ranting. There's some zucchini. Are you saying Brad doesn't hate everyone? Y'all, I'm going to say this right now, Lord Crashington. It's been a long time since Brad is leaving was a meme. There are so many new people who don't know that was a meme. That anytime anything was happening, people assumed that Brad was leaving, which was a real thing that people constantly assumed, because there were parts in Brad's life where he did not look happy. Oh, it's so weird. Friday at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, Brad wasn't on at a live show. Weird that not everyone was performance ready. The guy that has spoken about how he has fucking anxiety performing in front of people wasn't keen to do live shows. Fuckers. Jesus Christ. As I said, to get people to be who they are, they have to be very drunk or very tired. If they are both, you are getting a performance. Also, I am not here to psychoanalyze anyone. But there is a particular type of person in this world who does not enjoy being the butt of the joke. And because they are the butt of the joke and they hate it, there are people out there that go, oh, it's working. This is very fun. And they continue to have that person be the butt of the joke. When that happens, sometimes folks just fucking lose it and react irrationally because there is a particular type of sensitive person who is just like, what if you were just nice to me? And the people who are not being mean to them but are bothering them don't understand that the part of the game that they're playing is not being reciprocated. And so I am not psychoanalyzing anyone. I am speaking about me right now. When I say I am now old enough and wise enough in my years that when I am the butt of the joke and it is not fun for me, I don't let it fucking continue anymore. And I used to all the time. Back when I was afraid that I would lose my friend group if I wasn't the butt of the joke constantly. And hey, sometimes it is fucking deserved, and it is on me, because I fucked up, and it's hilarious that I fucked up. But sometimes, man, I just want to have fun and not be treated poorly for laughs. And so sometimes I understand the choice that when you feel like you are being insulted and you are being made a fool, that you would respond childishly. I get it. So, like I said, we could put these in longer. They're cold now, which is fine. We could put these in the stove longer. That is good, though. I could put these in the oven. You could just put these in the oven on warm if you wanted to. Our pasta is almost done. I'm going to take a taste test in a moment or two. Then I will show them off. Since I am not using my phone, I'm going to take a photo of this, of what I have done here. I'm going to turn the heat down low because we are almost done with our pasta. Real talk time. It happens now and again. I went on a bit of a rant the other day too, and I don't mean to rant, but sometimes it feels required. All right, we got our zucchini chips here. Those are done. Happy with that. Take a couple of photos of our zucchini chips. Heat is on low here as we continue to combine. We are almost done with our pasta. I'm going to take a taste test here. A little bit more. Ooh, that is bacony, and I love it. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Look, I turned 40 last year. I don't think I know everything, but I have been around the block a few times, and I do have a fairly okay understanding of what's going on. And at the very least, I can tell you that I have learned more about me and who I am in the last 5 years to 10 years than I did in the first 25 to 30 years of my life. And that is great. Getting to know yourself is pretty fucking rad, and I recommend it if you can. All right. This is done. Yep, that's good. We can take that off, put that aside, turn this light off. We don't need that. And now, I will reveal our one pot mac and cheese. And as I said, oh, this is just going to steam into the camera. This is going directly, steam coming directly at you. As I said, this is going to taste even fucking better when we add all of this cheese. It's already very sticky, and we're going to be adding this cheese while it's hot. And the thing that is great about this is it's going to be even better, even better tomorrow. It is already so condensed. Oh, we got a little bit burned on the bottom. It did burn on the bottom. That's okay. I'm fine with that. How much did improve help you pretend that you were okay with being the butt of the joke? Improv. So I will say this: the cool wise uncle. Appreciate that. Improv definitely helped me stop being the fucking butt of the joke in my friend groups, my old friend group. When I came back to my old friend group, because of course that was a high school friend group. Of course it was. When I came back to that group, I was suddenly quick-witted. I was suddenly making the joke a group joke. Instead of me being the butt of the joke, I would change it and move it. I would yes and whatever was happening into a funny situation we could all play along with. But also with age, I suddenly was like, look, these are people that I knew in high school. We get together. We like each other. We are actively trying to spend more time together. But we're going to do it on all of our terms, not just their terms. I'm going to be included on the terms of how this works. If they're going to put effort to want to be with me, then we're going to and be friends and be social. We're still going to do the things that we want to do. And we're still going to be playful and have fun. But I'm not going to feel bad at the end of the night. I don't need that. All right, so we're adding cheese, and because this is shredded, it just melts as we combine it and mix it. And oh, this is going to be ooey and gooey. And as I said, am I going to have to let this pan soak overnight? Yes, of course I am. Some of it stuck to the bottom. Of course it did. It's a one-pot dish. If you don't want it to stick to the bottom, don't do it this way. All right, so we'll put more cheese in and combined. But yeah, don't do a one-pot method if you don't want to deal with a lot of cleanup. Because this is not, this is going to be tricky. But oh, it's so gooey. Yeah. I know, right? So, she is coming together. So here's the thing about changing your friend groups or trying to be more comfortable with it. So I didn't have the means of language in my very tentative day, in my days where I was so worried about losing my friends if I spoke up, right? I didn't have the language, I didn't have the understanding at the time to be my own champion, right? To calmly express myself. What would happen was something silly would happen, and it would become the story of the night. The game of the night would be the silly thing Pat did. And then I would get frustrated with it, and that would make it funnier. And I wasn't able to be like calm and rational about it and say like, hey, when I'm bothered by a thing, please leave me alone. I wasn't able to express myself that way. And then also I wasn't able to express myself at other times going, hey, if tonight I trip while we're walking, don't make it a big thing. Laugh if it's silly. Ask if I'm okay. Move on with our lives. There'll be other things for us to talk about. This is so cheesy. There's 16 ounces of sharp cheddar in here and 3 ounces of Parmesan cheese in here. This is a cheesy, ooey gooey stovetop wonder. I'm literally going to try to get the rest of this cheese in here because I want it to be even cheesier. Hello, welcome. This is very cheesy. So yeah, so I didn't have the conversation of the tools to advocate for myself. Now, as I got older, I wasn't and was starting to speak up for myself in my high school friend group. What was remaining for the high school friend group, the group that we decided to continue together. I started advocating for myself, and it was a slow change, but also everyone else became an adult. And here's the real thing. Everyone changes. No one stays the same, but we do fall into our behaviors. High school friends, like, I don't drink, right? But I do know this to be true. It's your college friends that you get drunk with when you meet them again, not your friends you made when you were 27. That's not for everybody, but it is true. The people you got drunk with when you were 19 or 20, when you get back together, sometimes you go and get drunk with them because that's what you did at the time. It's possible to change those behaviors and to change your relationships with one another. It takes work, and you have to know you need to do that. And then for some people, it's not something they're interested in. But for other people, they welcome it. But it's hard. Would you say it's dangerously cheesy? I would say this might be dangerously cheesy. Yeah. Oh, this is so cheesy. Whoop. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. This is abnormal streaming for me. I am not a food streamer. I am a model kit builder, Gunpla, and Lego. But once a week I do something different, and this time it just happened to be cooking. But yeah, we have combined all this cheese. This cheese is all melted. This is a ooey gooey mess, and I'm gonna, oh boy, get a little of the bacon, a little of this. Gonna go back here, and that is so good. Oh, that's so fucking good. I'll be honest with you. It might need a little more milk. Maybe it needs 3 cups of milk and not 2 cups of milk. I don't know. But damn, that's tasty. That's some fucking taste. That's good. Oh, the bacon is really good, and it, like I said, it was diced bacon. It's kind of dehydrated a bit, or rehydrated, I should say. It's rehydrated by cooking it because it was like fancy bacon bits, basically. It's real bacon that was diced up and then sold. So that's good in there. I would probably put if you're going to do chicken or reheated, reheated stuff like hamburger, I would put that a little later than we did with this, but it did need a chance to hydrate in there. Yeah, that's real good. Yeah, this is going to be lunch and dinner tomorrow. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yes. And then, because I said I would do it, oops, fell in there. We'll just do it like this. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Professor Zoidberg, I would agree. Um, advocate for yourself when it comes to relationships, friendships, work relationships, right? Be your own cheerleader and your own champion. Look out for other people, of course, you gotta. Speak up if you can. But also, like, if it's not working, especially in friendships, fucking, you don't need to deal with that shit. Like, come on. If people are choosing to be together, it should be in a way that people like, and everybody is having a good time. Hmm. Now you got to plate the dishes. We're not going to be plating. I am going to have to transfer this into some containers here. As I said, this is going to congeal and is going to be so good. I'm going to microwave it, and the cheese is going to melt in it. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to have this for lunch, as is. And then for dinner, I'm going to have it with a different protein. I'm thinking I'm going to cook a burger and then cut the burger up and throw it in there. Or I might just ground beef, do that. I have some meat in there. So I'll probably do that. And that'll be my dinner. Probably. Just add something in there. Mac and cheese cake. I can't. I'm not going to keep eating this on stream. But I am going to take a photo of this. Damn, let me get a little more light in here. Yeah, we'll get a little reflective light. 1 pot mac and cheese. As I said, this will all be on my YouTube when it goes up. In the instructions, I should say, will all be in that there. It's going to take a little while to go up because I have to move my computer and upload it, but it's going to take my time to put this stuff away. Yes. If you're hungry, I understand. I don't apologize because this fucking ruled and I loved it. But yeah, I got to do all kinds of cleanup. I got to do some prep for tomorrow. I got to move my computer. I guess I'll upload the video in the kitchen while I'm cleaning up because it's a whole thing. I got a Patreon, and if you're a $5 or $10 member, as soon as I'm done streaming, I upload the video to YouTube. It goes to my subscriber or $10 and $5 patrons, and then the next day it goes out to everybody. So I'll probably just do that. The cheesiness is tempting me. Oh, it's so good. It's so cheesy. It's so good. We're going to give one good stir in here. The nice thing I'm very happy about is we don't have a pool of oil anywhere, which is great, which means our butter ratio was good. Like I said, maybe a little more milk would have been okay, but I'm all right with that. Also, reheating this. I'm going to put it in the microwave. I could also put it in my toaster oven. I could put it in a casserole dish and bake it again. Put some breadcrumbs on top and then bake it for a little bit to make more of a baked macaroni and cheese. But really, I'm just going to put this in the microwave. And it's going to be great. Oh, this is so good. God damn. I'm so happy with this. Let's see. Was literally about to ask how you're going to reheat it. Yeah, so there's a bunch of methods. Now, I will also experiment. I'm going to put it in the microwave probably. If it is too dry, I might add a little bit of water. Milk, maybe I'll add a little more milk to it if it's dry. But I think it's going to be okay. Because it's good. Damn, it's good. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to say? I might do another one of these towards the end of February. I don't know right now. I will announce it if I choose to do another Prepare with Baer. Haven't made that decision, but it's possible because this was fun and not super hard to set up. A little bit of milk. Yeah, definitely probably add a little milk to it. But, a little bit of water sometimes when you're, microwaving because you are just doing chemical reactions to water in food. When you use the microwave. So, also, I could put it in a pan, do it on the stovetop. Totally okay. Yeah, thank you very much for hanging out. We are gonna raid. We always raid. It probably won't be a cooking stream. It'll probably be just someone playing video games and having a good time. Will they be on the West Coast? Generally, because that means they can go later. Because my East Coast friends don't stream late at night, which is fine. Unless they are in some sort of way and they can't hang out. But yeah, I will be thinking about doing another one of these. The other bonus stream. I have another bonus stream, a non-Wednesday bonus stream coming up. I haven't super advertised this. Let me get my date right here. It is a Friday night, the 19th. So, not this Friday, but the following Friday, the 19th, is the 2020 Crunchyroll Anime Awards for the year 2020, I should say. Crunchyroll's Anime Awards, they will be on Twitch. I will be co-streaming that. They have not officially announced if they're doing co-streaming or not, but they didn't have a problem with people co-streaming last year, so I'm just barreling ahead. But I'm going to be watching the event live. If you want to hang out with me in chat and watch that and hear my reactions as shows that I don't think that are that good win awards and shows that I think are incredible get overlooked. And then maybe a show that is great, but I was just not into it. We'll talk about how nobody nominated Food Wars didn't get nominated for anything, and it was the last season last year, and how that's so weird. It wasn't a good season, but still, you'd think they would have gotten something. We'll talk about how half the best fight scenes aren't good. Dan and Jeff Rosen. We'll also talk about how most of the couples up for best couples aren't fucking couples. You can't have the winners last year. The whole point of Love is War is that they're not in a relationship, so they're not a couple. You fucks. They won last year, and they're up for it again, and I hate it. There are less couples that aren't couples this time than last year. Last year, there was an Attack on Titan couple that were not a couple, and if you consider them a couple, then you are just okay with stalking, basically. So, fuck. That award shouldn't happen. Putting people together that aren't couples is what DeviantArt is for. Indeed. God, best couple. I hate that category so much. Also, Maki-chan from Makoto-chan, I should say. Oh, fuck, I'm missing her number. Makoto-chan didn't get nominated for Best Girl, and she's the best girl from Diary of Our Days of the Breakwater. She's the best girl, goddammit, and she didn't get nominated. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. But we shouldn't have best boy and best girl categories. They got rid of the Voiceover is non-gendered this year, which is cool. It's just best voice actor, Japan and English, and they did not gender those, and that's fucking really cool. Um, but yeah. Anyway, that's on the 19th, and I'm gonna live stream it. It'll be fine. Hopefully Tim won't rap this year because that wasn't good. I love Tim. Shout out to Tim, but we always shout out Tim here. But that was weird. I don't. Hopefully that won't happen. Um, but yeah, I got on a tangent. We're gonna go raid. I'm gonna find somebody to raid. Let's go to this there, and then I'm gonna go find somebody for us to go and raid, and I'm gonna clean up, and I'm gonna eat some of this, which would be great. I love that more people are not separating anymore, though it does lead to one less person getting an award. I totally agree with you, Zoidberg. But I'd rather have that happen than dealing with that, because it's just not, yeah. No reason to gender those things. Let's see. Who's doing stuff? Well, they're gonna end. They don't need it. They don't need it. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Okay, we are going to switch. Oh, actually, let me see. When did my friend, when did he start streaming? Let's see. When did he go live? 2 hours ago. Okay, great. He's playing Valheim. We're gonna go raid Joe Kim, who's playing Valheim, which I don't know anything about. But Joe rules, and we haven't raided Joe in a while, so we're gonna go raid Joe. Feel free to come along to the raid. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. My next stream will be tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are going to start working on the legs of the Kyrios Master Grade. It's a very cool Master Grade. Also, I'll talk about how I fucked up the chest piece and last stream and had to fix it. Because I put, 2 streams ago, I put the wrong pieces on, and I didn't realize it till, like, yesterday. Because I was like, why can't I put the arms on this kit? I found out why. We'll talk about it during the stream. But we're going to go give Joe a raid. Because I don't know anything about this game, except that he's playing it. And Joe is great, so we'll go do that. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for this. I'll probably do another one of these at the end of February or the beginning of March before my folks get back. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for being so chill, and have a great night. Get some food in you if you need it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.